Hello, everybody. It's James here from ItsMuchMore. Thank you very much for being with us, and we're back for another Evercade non-official Facebook group live stream. So, as you can see, got the nice backdrop here, which has Tanza on, which is from the Mega Cat Studios, I think. So, yeah, pretty awesome game and awesome soundtrack as well. So, yeah, we've got a whole host of guests lined up again this evening for another action-packed episode. The likes of Al from Gamesrib, Paul from Inked Northerner, we got Andy from UK Kraut, we got Retro Rich as well, and also Roger from the Facebook group admin team. And a couple of the admins will come on to the live session and also be in the comments as well. So hello everybody that is in the chat. I will say hello to you all as well in a second. But yeah, nice lot of people here as well. So I'm going to bring all the guys in, and they're going to basically tell them about yourselves, or they're going to tell you about themselves. Yeah, and yeah, we'll just see how we get on tonight. So enjoy, chat amongst yourselves, ask any questions you want about Evercade. There's quite a lot of things that have happened recently, Evercade wise, and Facebook group for the Evercade guys as well. So just send them our way and we'll help you. So I'm going to bring them in one by one. So I'll see you in a moment. We're first going to bring in Roger from the Facebook group. So here he is. There's
hey
Roger.
Guys. How's it going?
How you doing?
Yeah,
good,
mate.
My friend. Good. There we are. Great. There's Retro Rich. Nice one. Gonna get everybody in. See if this runs okay. Apologies if the how you doing, everybody? Apologies if the video intro is a little bit dodgy. And there we go. There's Paul, the Inked Northerner. So we are all here. So hello, everybody that is tuning in, and it's nice to see a whole panel of guests again for this next live stream for the Evercade. So let's get some of these chats out of the way first and say hello to everybody. So we've got Bacon Ice Cream Productions, who is hyped for it. Yes, Retro Rich, you hyped for this. So cool. And we got Georgie Slaston Gaming, evening James, Paul, Andy, and the two new guys. Nice to meet you. Please ask Andy not to vape too much. Wow. Cool.
Who vapes, I don't.
Cool. We've got Crazy Burger evening. It was also Crazy Burger's been a guest on one of the previous shows, so go and check that out if you haven't done so already. There'll be the link in the description for that. And everybody, all the guests, all of their channels will be in the description below as well, so you go and check those out. I'll get these comments going through just so that it appears on the screen for all of you guys as well in the background. So we've got Crazy Burger, Mark is here. Hello, how you doing? The Retro Bears here. Thanks for stopping by. Geordie Slasher Gaming. Some all nice people here at the moment. Just getting through them all. Gosh, I need to get myself that new PC that I was on about. Nate is here. How you doing? OBS
Right,
Pete.
Nate.
Gosh. There we go. Some nice people here. OBS Pete, a good friend of the community. Deadlock as well. Martin, thanks for stopping by. So I think you're all talking amongst yourselves now, which is great. Nerdy Geezer. Awesome channel there. And looking forward to getting to do some of those VRs later on. Right. So that's all the pleasantries out of the way. Let's take that off. Where are we now? Right. Okay. So let's start off with Roger. So if you want to say what's been happening in the world of Evercade for the Facebook group, by all means, let's hear it.
Oh, hello everybody. Good to see you. Good to see you, Rich. That's your first one on the show. Yeah, the Facebook group's doing well. We're just over 970 members now, so we'll soon be hitting that magic 1,000 member giveaway. We got the giveaway, competition for the Evercade Pro Design Your Own. That's you can come up with the best design. It can be whatever you want, basically. We got, I think we got the high score challenge where we got Burning. Is it Burning Force? Burning Force, yes, which I can't even get 80,000 on at the moment. I'm practicing, but I can't get there. Mappy, I haven't even tried that yet. I'm not familiar with Mappy. And what was the other one? It was for the stand, wasn't it? When the CIO in stand. Can't remember what it was.
Yes.
Ninja Golf. Ninja Golf, yeah. Yeah, all things are good, James.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. So yeah, there's lots of things happening in the world of the Facebook group itself. So nice T-shirt as well. There's that PlayStation T-shirt, a hoodie.
Yeah, it was on offer at Tesco's, £6 for a hoodie.
Can't beat that. Can't beat those prices for gaming merchandise. I mean, that's it. The supermarkets and likes of Primark and other shops like that here in the UK do good gaming merch stuff, which is awesome. Right. So let's go through the group and then just you can talk amongst yourselves and just say a little bit about you. So we're going to start off with Retro Rich there from BIC. Is that bacon ice cream something? What's the C stand for?
Bacon ice cream. Bacon ice cream.
Cool. Well, I'm going to bring you onto the full screen, my friend.
Hey everyone, it's Rich from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC. Saying hello. It's very good to be here. Thank you very much for having me on the show. It's really awesome to sit around and chat some more Evercade. Of course, for those of you that do not know who I am, I'm the co-host of the Evercast over on OAB Pete's channel. I do that every Saturday. I talk all about this lovely device over here. We go through all of the collections.
Rich, just give me a moment, Rich. Sorry to interrupt. I mean, I don't know if anybody else in the chat or if the guests, can we all hear Rich correctly?
He's very quiet. Yeah.
Quiet? All right, do I need
very quiet. Yeah.
All right. Do I need to project more? I don't know how to raise my mic.
I don't know. I mean, I can't increase your volume at all. Let me just see if there is any way with this StreamYard. No, there's edit mic settings. Let's have a look, see if I can edit your mic settings. Yeah, let's try this. It's in the beta stages, but so let's just pump it up there.
All right.
Let's try that. Does that help?
How's everyone doing? Is it good? We all good here?
I think, yeah. I mean, we can give it a go. Yeah, I've got a headset on and I've got my speakers up loud. But anyway, if anybody does need any additional volume for Rich, then by all means turn it up to 11. And
yeah. Oh no, I'm getting razzed by OABP telling me I can make it. Let me see if I can get let me open my volume mixer here. Let's see if I can get myself some stuff here. No, I got no mic. No mic thing here. All right. Anyway, so yeah. Florida internet too. Yeah. So anyway, so again, thanks for having me here again. I'm one of the co-hosts of the Evercast. I do that with OEB Pete on his channel. We talk about Evercade. We go through every cart from the beginning of the collection all the way through. Right now, we're on Atari Lynx Collection 1. About to finish that up.
Nice.
We're about to finish that up next week, or actually this Saturday, and it'll be a late one again for you guys. So you guys will probably catch it on replay as I am traveling back up north as the cast normally goes. We normally do that 4 p.m. EST, so that's right around now during the week. But I'll be actually in the air for that. So. But yeah, it's awesome. I love this device. I always thank Pete for actually getting me into this thing. His passion on his channel is so awesome. It's so really cool to see him doing such strong work on his channel. And as for me on my channel, we're actually kicking up stuff for the Evercade. I'm going to be doing 2 new series that's going to expand on things that get left out of each episode of the Evercast. And I'm going to be doing some cool stuff there, as well as spotlighting some really cool stuff happening in the community, in the retro game community in general. Talking about some really awesome people doing some really great work for great causes, and that's going to be coming up soon on the channel too. So it's going to be pretty awesome, and I hope you guys come over and check it out.
Great stuff. Yeah, I mean, we all will. And like I say, everyone's, all the guests tonight and from previous shows, will also, all their links will be in the description below. So yeah, thanks for that nice little intro. And I think hopefully we've adjusted some of the audio settings there.
Yeah, I hope
and,
so. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Don't you worry about it. I mean, there's Roger back there again. So we lost him halfway through, but he's back now. So yeah, so it's nice to hear your first impressions of the Evercade as well. So with that in mind, I'm going to go to Paul, the Inked Northerner, to find out what your first impressions of the Evercade was back in the day when you got it or when you did get it. So yeah, share those impressions with me, Paul.
So I actually picked mine up Boxing Day. It was picked up the premium pack with the 3. Honestly, I didn't know what to think of it. I'd watched a lot of Andy's videos around it, and it intrigued me. I classify myself more as a modern gamer rather than a retro gamer. So there was a lot of games on this. I sampled some of them, obviously, in Pac-Man and various other bits and pieces that have been on Mega Drive and SNES. But there was a lot of games on there that I thought, well, for the price of it, I'll pick it up. If I enjoy it, great. If I don't, it's not really that much of a it's not a drop, it's not a massive drop in the ocean. And then when I got my first one, it wouldn't turn on with the Namco collection in it. So I thought, oh, here we go, cheap builds and stuff. But then I took it back to Game, which is where I got it. I think what it was probably one of the first batches of them that Game had just had sat on the shelves. Incidentally, I didn't realise that Mike Ashley had bought Game, otherwise I wouldn't have bought it from there because I absolutely despise the man. I knew he'd bought the wrong line, but I didn't realise he'd bought the stores out as well. So then they exchanged it for me, which was great, and then it developed pixel issues. So obviously they'd had 2 from the original batches, and so it wasn't great. I spoke to the Evercade support via email. They suggested taking it back to Game. I explained that obviously we were in lockdown, nowhere's open. I'd like to get it sorted under the manufacturer's warranty. Sent it back to them. 2 days later, got a brand new one from them. This is spot on. There's no problems with it. I think it's one of the newer batches. Kinks have been ironed out. I absolutely love it. It means that I'm not having to go out and search for new systems or any of the microcomputers, which aren't cheap, for me to just play the individual games that are on these collections. So I think it's great. It's a great way to sample games I wouldn't normally sample.
Awesome, yeah, perfect. And with that in mind, I mean, because you just you've given us your first impressions, and kind of you had a little bit of a hit and miss at the start. So getting back onto now that you like the Evercade and it's actually working properly for you, what carts and game you actually currently playing on your Evercade?
So I've obviously been doing a series of sort of Let's Plays. I've been playing the latest game from my Let's Play, but at this point in time, I actually have the Pico collection in.
Oh, nice.
I was just having a go on Tin Head. That's not the next game for the next play, but I actually completed the game for my next play video on Tuesday. So I decided just to have a crack at Tin Head just whilst I was waiting to join.
Great stuff. Well, cheers, Paul, and yeah, thanks for that. And I'm going to bring the whole group back in again so we can all be on the screen. So let's going to go over to Andy now from the UK Kraut Gaming to find out what you've actually been up to. I know you've been pushing out those Evercade videos and random guess the game videos as well. So how are you in general? I mean, your health has taken a toll as well, you and your family. So I'm sending my thoughts with you guys. But what have you been up to gaming wise?
Yeah, I was to say that with the people might notice I seem to be wearing the same clothes also, so I made a big batch of videos because I was so poorly. So the good days, what I've been doing is banging in as many videos as I can and playing as much as I can as well. And at the moment, I've been drifting. I'm heavily playing on my Switch. Then I'm jumping onto the Evercade. So it's Switch and Evercade for me at the moment because, there's some fantastic games on the Switch. So you can pick up all these bargains on the Switch on the eShop. I do a series where I pick up all the bargains on there anyway. And obviously on the Evercade, you just got so much choice, haven't you? So you've always got something to play. So it's permanently, again, sitting on my window ledge, and I can just grab it and have a quick play in between the kids fighting and what have you. So yeah, that's what I've mainly been doing, just banging videos out on when I'm having better days. Luckily enough, now I've been to the hospital and I'm getting all the treatments I need. So hopefully I'm on the road to recovery now, and I'll get back to my normal kind of schedule. But yeah, that's what I've basically been doing, just trying to squeeze everything into the days when I'm not so poorly, because it's a weird one.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's I'm glad to hear that you're on the mend, and you and your family as well, because that's the most important thing. I know we're all here for gaming and everything like that, but I mean, we're all here, we all like each other, and you know, gaming comes second, family, and your health is most important. So yeah, great to hear.
Yeah, lucky enough, my family are all completely fine. It's just me, because I'm a silly old diabetic person, you know. And I had glandular fever when I was a teenager, so they've got a suspicion that it lies dormant and then it comes back when you get COVID. So that's probably why I've been hit so hard. Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear. Like I say, it's good to see you pushing out those videos, and they're all good. Even if you're poorly, the videos are great content and great quality as well. Yeah,
and I'll tell you what keeps you going. It keeps you going, banging those videos out when you've got that much flipping time on your hands. It really does keep you going. Yeah, absolutely.
Good, great stuff. Right, thanks for that, Andy, my friend. Right, we're going to go over to Al from Gamesrib to find out what you've been up to in the world of, say, gaming, in a sense, because I've been enjoying your Dreamcast videos, and because Turtles is a big thing at the moment. I know we're talking about Evercade, but there's a couple of videos on your channel, so this is your time to talk about your channel. If you're a Turtles fan, so what have they got to look forward to on your channel?
Yeah, so obviously I've been covering a lot of the kind of homebrew scene on the Dreamcast. That's what I kind of mainly focus on, that and sort of obscurities, or I'm starting to do a lot of Japanese exclusive games, as well as a new cancelled series, which is basically about games that were due to come out on the Dreamcast, and obviously in 2001 cancelled, because obviously the console getting canned, basically. So I'm focusing on that quite a lot. So there's obviously a lot of research involved with that, because obviously trying to get info out of people about cancelled games is not necessarily too easy, because obviously they don't necessarily always like to talk about how or why the games were canned in the first place. Obviously, I've already covered GTA 3 for the Dreamcast. I've got another one coming up in a couple of weeks, might even be next week. The cancelled game of Alien Resurrection, which was also meant to be on the Dreamcast as well as the Sega Saturn. Obviously, only came out on the PC. Not PC, sorry. It came out on the PlayStation, not the PC. It was also meant to be out on the PC. So obviously those three formats missed. But yeah, going back to your point, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I've covered Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles / Battletoads. It's a homebrew Beats of Rage game, which is pretty damn awesome, so check that out. And I've also covered the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade port to the Sega Dreamcast, which is a pretty decent port. There's a developer called Ian Michael. I don't know if any of you know who he is, but he's pretty big in the he's pretty big in the Dreamcast community. Great work, to be fair, that guy. But yeah, I've covered that as well. So got a few more in the pipeline. So yeah, like, comment, and subscribe.
Indeed, yes.
Oh, yes.
I mean, the reason why I mentioned Turtles, yes, there's a new one coming out, but the Evercade has an awesome lineup of side scrollers. So, like I say, anything like that, because I was playing on what collection was it? The Pico collection. So there's some good arcadey side scrollers on there, and so like I say, every single person, every single guest on here is all the details are in the description below. So go and check out all their latest videos as well. But talking about what was it? Arcade games. Roger, is there any updates regarding arcade games appearing on the Evercade at all? Do we have any information on that? If there's anything like that to share at all?
Well, we know Andrew Byatt was talking to Pete a few weeks ago, and he's promised that they're coming this year. So I would take that as where they're coming this year. They're going to have a different coloured binder, because it's going to be like we have with our normal games, 1 to whatever, with the ready brown binder on the ends. These are going to be blue or something like that. So yeah, it'll be soon. I can't give away too much because I don't know too much myself. So you know.
No, but so all the people that originally got the Evercade and were excited about it, their prayers will be answered soon. Is that what we're saying?
I'll tell you what, James. By the end of this month, there'll be that much Evercade news. It's going to blow everybody's minds. Seriously,
stuff. And
I know there's loads of new stuff coming. I can't tell you what's coming because it's not mine to give away. You know, just be excited is what I'd say.
Cool, great stuff. And talking about yours to give away, in a sense, what's is there any updates on what's happening on the fanzine issue 3? I mean, I know there's been a bit of an issue with what's happened with the fanzine, but do you want to address that, because there was a lot of talk within the community for that? What happened? Or
well, I think most people know what's happened. Somebody's come along, offered to print these magazines out, doctored the magazines in some way, and you know, hasn't given our group any credit at all for the work we've done. And they've messaged Evercade as well, saying thanks for the magazine. It's like, but the fans group have done it, and you know, we're all for Evercade, but there's no gratitude to the guys that have actually done it. And so we put it on. We're saying we put it on hold for the moment. I'm pretty sure there'll be an issue 3. It might be a little bit later than the previous ones. It might, you know, a couple of weeks later, because a few of the guys are busy at the moment with real works and what they get paid for, and that's got to come first. And
yeah, indeed.
I think we'll see an issue 3. I honestly don't believe that anybody's going to be able to download it anymore. You're going to have to read it off Martin's site if it's on there.
Indeed, yeah. I just wanted to clear that up. I mean, because a lot of people loved the fanzine, and you know, digitally it was great. I know people wanted it physically, but it's, you know, it's one of those things. If people wanted to do a weird way around making a bit of money, then, you know, without crediting the people that actually made it and put the hard work into it.
Well, for the guys, James, what I would say is stick with the fans group or watch our videos and see what's happening, because we want to do like a 6 monthly copy where you get a 6 monthly book of all the magazines for that period. And there might be a small charge to print it out, but at least it'll only be printed out once and not over and over again, you know, where it would cost more to do single issues.
Yeah, of course. Right. Well, thanks for that, Roger. Yeah. Very nice to update everybody.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. That's out of the way. Like I say, there's sorry, was that Roger?
I said Liam and Mark might be along later in the chat, and they might give us a bit more info on it.
Great stuff. Oh, awesome. Yeah, so thanks for that. So what we got here then, I've got some pre-made questions, and then if there's anybody in the chat that wants to ask any questions as well to any of the panel, by all means do so, whether it be about their channel, about Evercade, anything that you're looking forward to, then just chuck in a question in the comments and we'll try and read it out. So what we got here then, just a general question to the whole group. So where do you pre-order your carts from? Is it Funstock, Amazon, or wherever? So yeah, where do you guys get your carts from?
So
And it's open to anybody who wants to answer it first.
I was initially buying them from Amazon, and then I spoke to Pete Fighter, who pointed me that Funstock were the official owners of the Evercade. The minute I found that out, I started pre-ordering direct from Funstock. So I pre-ordered the 4 that are due to release direct from Funstock, and that's what I'll do moving forward, because then at least you can guarantee that all of the money will go back to the manufacturer of the Evercade and hopefully get pumped back in.
Great stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've not really purchased anything from Funstock myself, but I'm looking at, say, Amazon and stuff like that, and the prices aren't correct at the moment. I know they'll change nearer the time, but I'm kind of thinking, are they going to run out of stock? You know, I've not done the Team 17 cart yet, and I'm just worried. I don't want to be, you know, doing these blimmin' panel things, and I've not got all the collection. You know, sat here and someone else is playing Worms and Cannon Fodder and Sensible Soccer, whatever it is, and I'm still playing Tanza. You know.
Yeah.
But,
That happened to me.
yes, your story is quite a funny one.
I mean, I used to get them from Argos. I also ordered, I think, just one from Amazon. And to be honest, they took that long to come that my mate who works in game was just winding me up, saying, "Look, they're sitting on the shelf. Why are you still waiting for them?" But now I've done a complete U-turn, and I'm just going to Funstock. I'm doing exactly the same, and I'm just going to Funstock. Exactly like Paul said, I've been using Funstock for years. Because that's where I used to get my GPDs from, and you know, I've been buying so much from them, and I really trust them. I know that they're pretty quick. One of the cartridges was quite late coming, but I think there was a problem with the post. So yeah, Funstock for me now all the way, to be fair.
Great stuff. Yeah, that's. I might have to go and take the leap over there, because I just don't like not having them all ready to go. You know, on my collection, and especially when those arcade ones are due out as well. I don't want to be having some which you look around on certain websites are just sold out. Because I mean, I know the Namco 2 is sold out in various places, and some of the older carts are a bit difficult to get hold of now, like Data East and stuff like that. So I don't want to have a missing number on the shelf.
Oh,
so,
no. Oh, that's where your OCD comes in. How can you have a number missing?
I know. Al from Gamesrib, where do you get your games from, my friend? Is it the same as all of us from the for Evercade?
To be fair, yeah, Funstock. Otherwise, I mean, I've bought a couple individual ones from Argos. I've personally had no issues getting any of them from Argos, and they always seem to be around the $14.99 mark. And I can just go in and collect them. I tend to still prefer to. I know we can't really go into many shops at the moment, but obviously Argos is part of Sainsbury's, and there is one in my local Sainsbury's, so I go and pick them up in there at the moment. But yeah, Funstock, if you want to pre-order, then yeah, 100% go down there. I mean, obviously I'm still waiting for them to announce Doom. I know that's probably never going to happen. Obviously we know it's possible, it does work, but you know, an actual official release would be good. Well, I'm sure that would cost them an arm and a leg.
I don't see that happening.
No,
especially now with Microsoft putting most of the Dooms out on Game Pass. I can't see the Doom getting to the Evercade. That said, sometimes Microsoft are quite good at working with some smaller people. That's no disrespect to Funstock in that sense, but you never know. They might get permission to do it. Who knows?
Yeah. That'll be the dream.
And speaking of Doom, I purchased this. Hey!
Oh, yeah, that's brilliant.
So, right, this looks brand new, as in the person's not used it. I know it's not to Evercade, but normally when you look for these steel ones, the slip cover, there's loads of breakages there. But this was so packaged well, and what was it? And it came within a day. I ordered it yesterday, and it's arrived today. And hold on a second, hold on, I see.
Yeah,
You've got one as well. Hey,
yeah.
So we can all play co-op online. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, so on the shelf is it up there? But no, like I say, it's I just didn't think it was going to turn up today, and it did, and it looks brand new. It looks like he's never used it before. It even had clean film around it. I can't remember the last time I actually used clean film. I can remember the last time I used clean film, but we're not talking about that on this channel, right? Okay, so what we got here then? Right, so let's check out some of these. Right, let's check out some of the comments, because I've missed those. So they're all coming in thick and fast.
They're coming, Russ. They're coming.
What we got here then? So some of the games coming out soon are increasing in price. Do you guys feel prices are going generally to increase to £25?
Can I answer things?
Of course you can. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, Geordie Slash and Gaming. Evercade have said that they want to keep their prices at the same level. So if somebody's charging £25, it's not on. Go to Funstock if you have to, or to Argos. I think that's more of an Amazon thing, putting it at £25 and then reducing it at the last minute to £15. But all the games should be the same price, even the arcade games.
Great stuff. And that's cleared that up. Yeah, so George's Last Gaming, just go to Funstock, go to Argos, or just just somewhere else, not paying £25 for it. But yeah, great question though, by the way. Cheers for that. And I can see people in the comments are answering that as well.
You guys saying that, I mean, Mark, he's a good friend of mine and Paul's, and we've said for ages now, this price increase only seems to be Amazon. Sorry, what is that all about? I mean, I just can't get my head around it. Why are how they're getting away with doing it? I really don't know. But what I want to ask you guys is that even including this? Suddenly they're appearing at $15.99. Is that only Amazon as well? Because I've not looked into that.
Yeah, I've only seen that on Amazon.
Yeah, only Amazon. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I've seen them drop in price in Argos to sort of like $11.99 every so often.
Yeah.
But
that's right, Paul. Yeah, loads of them did, didn't they? Yeah.
But in terms of the higher prices, I can't comment because the ones that I bought on Amazon were already listed, so they were $14.99. But I didn't look at the pre-orders on Amazon because I knew it would be specifically. I would be specifically ordering from Funstock. So
that's it. Yeah, I do think it is the Amazon prices. I don't know if you guys are going to go to the actual physical Amazon store and just walk in and then just take all the Evercade games off the shelf and then pay for them later. I don't know if you guys saw that in London or wherever they were doing it. There's an actual physical Amazon store. So
yeah, I know
that.
Yeah. So next question. That's what we got. Sorry, Al, was you going to say something, my friend?
No, I was just nodding my head.
Just nodding.
I was just like Amazon shop. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but
no, it looked very risky because you just put all the items in your virtual basket and don't have any cash on you at all or cards, and you just walk out.
I think it's more the fact I don't like the fact they're trying to take over everything. I want there to be variety, and Amazon don't like variety, so
no. But we all have it for Prime, don't we? Get the delivery, so that's why we got it.
Yeah, true.
All right. So what we've got here then, a question to all: what game would you like to see on the Evercade? So, right. So, I think this one would be a good one to appear on there. Hold on. This one. If you can see it without no glare.
Oh, D2. Yeah.
That one.
Definitely.
Don't know how it would work. Oh, you can see the screen there, but just another pickup of mine because I've not done a pickup video. But yeah, D2 would be an awesome game to have on the Evercade. A single-player game where I can actually spend time playing through it. A lot of these games I'm picking up on the Evercade, I'm just having a quick go on them because I played the Technos cart, and I was like, how many versions of Double Dragon or Double Dragon style game am I going to play? Without losing my mind. But I just want something that, even if it's a one game on a cart, I just want a single player game that I'm going to play through. And that's what I would do. About you, the group, what you guys, what would you want to see on the Evercade?
Oh no, yeah, for me it's an easy one. I mean, everybody knows, and Lee does as well. Nerdy Geezer knows my favourite handheld of all time. As mad as I am as a Gizmondo, I want to see Trailblazer on the Evercade, and it would go so well. And I don't mean the original old, microcomputer version. I mean the one that was literally built for the Gizmondo. It was never ported to anything else. It's fantastic. That should be on there. And then I know it's, again, like you just said, James, with your choice with D2, I totally agree with you as well. But another one is Shadow of Memories I'd love to see, but it's a PS2 game, PSP game, Shadow of Destiny. Oh my God, would I love to see those two on there. Yeah, they were my picks.
Awesome, great stuff. And how about yourself, Rich? What would you like to see on the Evercade game-wise? What would you like to see on there?
So I beat this drum every time this question comes up on the Evercast. I would absolutely love to see any of the Sega CD working designs titles. So we're talking Lunar, Lunar 2, Vey, Popful Mail, any of those great games, because they kind of got lost to time. I know that Working Designs, they ported Lunar 1 and 2 to PS1, but I want that Sega CD version. I want those Sega CD versions because they're such great games. They're meaty titles. They're stuff that you can really dip into. Man, I would love to see that. But personally, as far as the arcade stuff goes, I actually want to go like real weird into it. And I'd love to see hard driving playable on
Hard
Evercade.
driving.
Oh my god, I would play that every single day. I love that game so much. But that'd be my picks.
Great stuff. Yeah, I've got hard driving on the Amstrad, the CPC 464, and that is an awesome game.
Love it.
So, Al, what about yourself? What would you like to see on the Evercade?
I'd like to see a good isometric adventure collection. So games like Night Law. There's a game that was on the Amstrad as well, I think on the Commodore, called Head Over Heels. Great game. The Batman isometric game. I just want a nice isometric collection. I don't think we've seen any isometric games as of yet. So that would be good to see. And I think a lot of people have probably not played a lot of those games. So yeah, that's one I'd definitely like to see on the system.
I think somebody did a post about that on the Facebook group. Had Batman on the cover, and Sonic 3D would be not Sonic 3D. Yeah, Sonic 3D isometric game would be quite good on there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Great stuff. Nice one out. And Paul, how about yourself? What would you like to see on the Evercade?
So, I mean, for me, something along the lines of an Echo the Dolphin would be pretty cool. I'm gonna. I say this every time I think a game should be re-released, and say Blood Omen, but that won't happen. You've got things like even stuff like Rampage would be cool to see.
It would.
In all honesty, anything that's new to me would be fantastic. I'd like to see possibly some of the older wrestling titles as well. How feasible they would be, again, I'm not sure, but that would be, or some of the more obscure wrestling titles would be pretty good.
How about what do you think of the Retromania appearing on the Evercade?
I honestly don't know. I haven't had a look at it, to be fair.
No, because it's basically WrestleFest 2. So
Right.
if you're a fan of WrestleFest arcade game back in the day, I think that, and it's a relatively new game that's been released. If that got on the Evercade, I think that'd be quite good because it's not out on anything else apart from the Switch at the moment, I don't think.
All right.
Theme. But no, yeah, really good selection there, Paul. So, Roger, I know that you probably know what's coming out on the Evercade, but if you didn't have that knowledge, what would you like to see on the Evercade in the coming months or years?
Well, I'd like to see the original Star Wars games released on some sort of compilation. I know the Disney license would be a pain in the bum, but I'd like to see, Star Wars, the arcade game, Empire Strikes Back, and The Return of the Jedi, the arcade ones, all in one. And then, if it wasn't that, something like Lemmings or Gauntlet, because the original, not the one that the Dark Chambers is like sequel to it. I'd like the original Gauntlet, but that might come on the arcade games. There's Atari in there, and just try and think anything else. I like these collections they're doing for other systems, like the Neo Geo Pocket Collection for Switch. I'd like to see like an Activision collection or something like that.
That would be awesome.
There's so many games, James. Just fetch them all. With regards to like somebody like Sega, what about all the Game Gear games and Master System games that aren't being used now? I mean, the Mega Drive games you do see on the Mega Drive Mini and that, but don't see any of the Master System or anything. They've just gone to waste, really.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I mean,
That's it. I mean,
if the rumors that are doing the rounds are true, and Xbox are considering buying Sega, that might become difficult again. But yeah, it would be pretty cool to see some of the older, some of the Game Gear Master System stuff on.
Scoop them up now.
it would, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the Game Gear and the Master System. Yeah. Game Gear Master System versions of Sonic are different to the Mega Drive, and I do prefer them as well sometimes. So Sonic 2 on the Game Gear was absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I'd love it if they had Triple Trouble. That would be fantastic if they had Sonic Triple Trouble. I mean, that one's it's never really been ported anywhere, has it? So,
no.
That would be awesome.
I'm not sure how
it was just
play, but something like Broken Sword would be pretty cool as well.
Oh, yeah.
Broken Sword.
Like the Lucas type of thing, yeah.
Because I used to play those on the Game Park 32, all those like Monkey Island and Day of the Tentacle and stuff like that on. That was a handheld, so it could work. I mean, they've got Dracula, haven't they? So it's kind of similar to it. So on the Atari Lynx collection. So right, what other questions have we got now? So let's read all these through. So Speedball, I just saw that. Yeah, it'd be very good on that. Star Wars, the arcade game. Big Game Out's here. Thanks for stopping by. Big Game Out. Evening. Just getting through these comments. Apologies if you can hear this in the background. I don't know what it is. Looks like Windjammers or something on the Megacast. I don't know what it is.
To address the point that Rob just said about it being sort of the 10th time with Microsoft buying Sega, I think this is to do with the fact that Sega have just changed their business model, so they've split off their arcade arm and their other arms. So that may be why this has come back out. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think the minute they were redoing their business model, I think that was when that came back out.
It's still out. Sorry, guys.
Hold on 2 seconds. Yeah, cool. I think we're all up to date now with all the questions, and I think Roger's popped out there. So cool, and he's back. Right, so let's check some of the other questions that I wrote up for myself to shout to you guys. That's not on there. That's not. You want to put the video back on again. So what have we got here then? So Roger, what's the current high score challenge and or future high score challenges at the moment on the Facebook group going on?
I'm not sure what Eric's got planned for next month. He'll be putting the vote up in the next week or so. But at the moment, like I was saying earlier, we've got Mappy, Burning Force, and Ninja Golf. And with the Ninja Golf, you can win a stand. And as Cy Owens has already sent me the stand, I will send it worldwide. So anybody who wants to have a go and try and smash that score, if you win, you get the stand. And like I said, I'll promise I'll send it to you.
That's cool.
Nice one. So that's a 3D printed stand for your Evercade, and if you
really
have the collector's coin, is that what it was?
He's done a really good job on it.
Cool. Nice one. Yeah, I think I messaged him. He's not doing a big production of them. He's just doing a few of them. But yeah, it's a good prize to give away for something as simple as beating the high score. Because I'm sure we can all beat the high scores on Mappy and stuff like that on a game that we've never had really before here.
I can't get 80,000 on Burning Force. It's doing my head in.
You're not the only one, Roger. I can't do it either.
I'll tell you what. I watched your Battletoads and the Turtles video the other day. That's well worth watching if you guys haven't seen it. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
As you know, I share all your videos, so I watch all of them as well. So I don't know if I get the time.
I appreciate that.
Great stuff.
I was going to say,
cool.
awesome content, Paul. Really
yeah, Paul's got awesome content. Al, Andy, Rich, myself. But speaking of YouTubers, is there currently a YouTuber of the month going on for the Evercade side of things? Roger, is that what's happening on the Facebook group?
Yes, yeah, there is at the moment. And,
have I still got one vote?
No, I think you've got 3.
Cool.
No, I think, sorry, John, but Crazy Burger's at the bottom at the moment, I believe. And his content's brilliant. I think we've got Pete in the lead with Andy second, but Pete's still beating him 3-1.
Oh yeah, I think he's got it in the bag.
Rich, you've got 2 votes as well.
Oh, right.
You didn't get asked to be put on this one's Paul, but I'm sure you will be next month. I'll put a few different suggestions up next month because it's going to be each month, so we'll make sure it's fair. And then at the end, the one who wins overall, I'll find him a prize. I have no idea what yet, but we'll find him something.
Awesome.
That's cool.
I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't deserve to be. I mean, I'm glad to be nominated. Obviously, I don't want the camera to go on me when I don't win.
No one
but,
nominated
you know,
me. I've done 2 videos
But it's
now.
not-
Come on, guys.
you have, yeah. Get yourself on the. You'll probably be for next month. But it's just it's just an honour to be included with everybody else's
Absolutely.
names on there.
Absolutely.
Well, I know that the fans group like to promote all the YouTubers to get the community going because everybody watches YouTube, don't they?
They do.
So, you know, the more content we got for everybody, especially like we're only just coming out of lockdown now. So if we do end up going into another one, because I was watching the news earlier, 2 full schools in a hole near me have been sent back into isolation. So it's not going to be that quick for us to get back to normal.
No, it's not.
So don't
Right,
be
let me
trying
just
to
check
keep
on my
up those
screen.
games, you know. Oh,
That's it. Well, I'm just go on then. Go on, Roger.
I was going to say, I think Martin's nearly ready to come on now, so I'm going to jump off in a second.
Okay, great stuff. That's nice to.
Welcome
you
to
though, Roger, and
welcome to everybody from the fans group because it's great to have you there. And like I said, I'll get Martin on for you.
Cool. Thanks for stopping by, Roger, and updating us with what's going on the fans group. That's why we're here, really, because that's why these live streams are here. And I just hit my leg. So, right, let's see what we've got in the comments, and then I'll do the usual things to see what people are up to on their own channels outside of the Evercade. So just give me a moment. I don't think there's any other questions, just people talking amongst themselves. So I have something here. I don't know if that's still a thing. Is there going to be an Evercade merch? And has anybody heard anything about that? I know the guys on Discord or wherever they've done it have mentioned some things about merchandise. I think it's a cup or a mug or something or other. If there was any, what would you?
I know there was talk of
like
a
to see?
T-shirt, wasn't there? I don't know if that's just vapor or what, but I know there was talk of T-shirt and cap or something. Yeah, at one point.
I would totally be down for that. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Love myself some T-shirts. You know. So.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool T-shirt that is as well.
Yeah. You gotta represent. Gotta represent the group. So it's all good.
Indeed. Nice one. But yeah, I think. Sorry, go on, Paul.
They've done mugs. Again, Peak Fighter 1-2 as a prize. So maybe they'll bring those a similar style out so that it doesn't take away from the prizes. But yeah, some merch might be cool. It'd be nice to have sort of fascias or possibly a way to change the colouring of the Evercade. I've been trying to find a black one. They're impossible to find. At least in the UK, anyway.
Yeah, they are a bit hard to get.
I mean, there's been hints that they're bringing them back, isn't there? I don't know how true it is, but there's hints that they're bringing them back, the black ones. So there's so much demand for them; it'd be silly not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. Right. So I think we have
to collecting every single colour light, but.
I'm already doing that with a Switch Lite. I don't need the Evercade to do that and all. Oh, multiple colours. I'd have to have them all, wouldn't I?
Cool. Right. So let's bring in Martin now. So give me one moment, because there is a space there, and there he is, Martin.
Hello, Martin.
Hey guys.
Right. You're right.
I was wondering, I was getting some weird feedback. I realised I still had it streaming on YouTube. That's all I was saying.
Yeah.
Noob.
Yeah.
You know, rookie mistake. So, hey guys, nice to see you all.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Great stuff. So Martin, so following Roger's live stream that you was a guest on as well, do you have any information? I know I've already asked Roger this, but do you have any information about the arcade games that should be appearing on the Evercade soon that you're able to share with us, or?
Not really. I suppose the big thing is, like Roger said, they're thinking about a different color, but also they're going to start the collections back at #1 again for the arcade, is what they're talking about. So people that missed out on the original collection can start all over again with the arcade collection. That's a whole new set. So, and you know what it's like with those numbered spines. You got to catch them all. So that's it, really. But definitely there will be arcade games this year. It's one of the things we're testing big time right now. So.
Perfect. That's great to hear. Cool. Right. So whilst you're here, Martin, as well, so what have you been up to? Because I know I've said this to everybody else. So what have you been up to outside of the Evercade scene, or even on the Evercade scene? I know you do a lot of work with the Discord side of things. So what have you been up to?
Yeah, so what have I been doing? I finished my mini arcade cab build. So I had been building one with a 10-inch screen vertical, so I finished that. Yeah, just kind of general gaming. It's so typical. I was supposed to have 2 days off, and it turned out one of my daughters is sick, so she was for a COVID test this morning. So we're waiting for results on that. So I had planned on having the kids in school and 2 nice days off, but that never works out the way you plan it. But apart from that, just been busy in work really. Doing a bit of gaming while I can. Doing a fair bit of Evercading. Been playing a good bit of Switch. Kind of playing with my kind of own retro stuff here. Nothing majorly new really, apart from, like I said, I finished my little mini arcade cab, and I've been playing Black Tiger on that for a good bit. For the 10 Pence Arcade podcast, they do a kind of a high score competition every month. But it's not really competition, it's just kind of a challenge. So that's it really, just kind of general retro gaming.
Great stuff. Awesome. And that's good to hear. So for the rest of the guys here on the live stream, because I don't think there's many questions tonight, but it's good that people are talking in the comments. They're talking about various things like screen protectors, what they would like to see, merchandise as well, which is always good. So I'm going to go through the rest of the panel here and then just see what you've all been up to, what videos you got on your YouTube channels, and what people can expect to see on your channels as well. So I'm going to start off with Andy from the UK Kraut Gaming. I do apologise because I was just trying to add the banner there. So give me a second whilst my eye stops twitching. There we go. Right.
Yeah, well, really, I've been doing a thing where I'm starting now to buy up AliExpress systems, which is going to be very interesting with some of the others that are arriving, because obviously sometimes they're flipping little hidden gems like the last one that I picked up, and sometimes they're just absolute piles of dog poo. So it's very interesting. What I'm going to do in the future is sort of like do the whole process of me ordering it, seeing how long it takes to ship, because the last one I got actually came 10 days early to what they claimed it was going to, so that was brilliant. So yeah, that's one thing I'm doing. And then of course I'm still doing my guess that game. If people keep guessing them so flipping quick, I'm going to run out, aren't I, in the end? But with millions of games out there, I'm sure I never will, really. Yeah, and then as I say, it's just kind of keeping some of the series that I do going. I've started a new one where I'm going to do like, what am I randomly playing, and just pick something off the top of my head and start playing it and film it. Yeah, a lot of things on the in the pipeline, shall we say, but as well as keeping the regular stuff going as well. And I'm going to do a lot more Evercade videos again now. I'm starting to feel a bit better again. I can jump back on there and do like individual games with a longer play and things like that. Yes, that's really what's going on. Yeah.
Very good. Thanks, Andy. Look forward to it. And like I say, for everybody that's watching live now, or watching the video back or in the comments, every single guest, all of their details of their channels will be in the description below. Cool. Right. So Al from Gamesrib, what have you been up to lately? What videos you got? Not lately. What videos you got coming up on your YouTube channel for everybody else to check out?
Yeah. So like we were saying, there is obviously I got the new series that's already started, called Cancelled, and it's just literally about cancelled games that obviously never came out because they were cancelled, and just basically sort of diving into the reasons why and sort of asking questions essentially of why it didn't happen, etc. Because obviously there's a hell of a lot of games that get cancelled on any system, but obviously I'm focusing primarily on Dreamcast. Dreamcast is my passion. As if anyone who's seen my channel would know, basically everything I do is Dreamcast. obviously there's a bit of Evercade there as well, but Dreamcast is my main focus. I'm bidding currently on a Hello Kitty Dreamcast.
I'll keep an eye on that then, on the biddings.
Yeah, to get in there. Yeah, try and don't outbid me on any of those, because that would be terrible. But yeah, that's my main focus at the moment. I've been doing a lot of eBaying, because obviously there's no shops or anything open at the moment. But I mean, when the shops were open for that little bit at the end of last year, I picked up a Dreamcast keyboard for £5 in my local game store, which was great. And I've got a pickups video coming out in the next week, again focusing on Dreamcast. So there's a lot to keep me busy. Let's put it that way. A lot going on.
Great stuff. So I look forward to that. And so yeah, thank you very much. And like I say, all the videos you do on your channel are awesome.
And
Dreamcast.
hold on, there is more. There is more.
Hold the phone.
Me and you are going to... Yeah, of course there is. Me and you are going to do a Quake 3 video soon, when I finally sorted my act out. Yeah.
A Quake 3 arena. So say to everybody what Quake 3 arena it's going to be on. Is it going to be on the Dreamcast, is it? Or is it going to be PC versus Dreamcast? What are we doing?
I think we should do PC versus Dreamcast.
Oh, right. So you get the brand new mouse and keyboard, and I get a controller and the Dreamcast rollerball mouse and keyboard. Do I? Okay, that sounds fair.
Yeah.
I still batter you anyway. But yeah.
Do you reckon?
There's a browser version of Quake 3 Arena called Quake.js. You can play it online directly in your browser. It's pretty good.
Can you?
Yeah, Quake.js.
Well,
free to play. Yeah.
Cool. Well, with the Quake 3 Arena for the Dreamcast, you can play Linux users, PC users, and Dreamcast users can play all online together. So that's what we're going to plan to do, me and Al. I'm going to obviously take him up on his challenge for that.
Is there money at
should
stake?
Be fun.
Is there money at stake or something at stake? So, apart from just pride, you know?
I was going to say it's purely pride.
Okay.
Yeah, pride. So somebody, my gamer name's called Dreamcast UK, so I don't plan on losing at all anything Dreamcast related. So awesome. So right, Paul, Inkton Northerner, what have you been up to on your YouTube channel lately, and what videos people look forward to seeing on your channel?
So with the Evercade, obviously I'm going to start doing them every Tuesday. I'm going to release a Let's Play where basically I spin random wheel generator that gives me a cart and then gives me a game, and I play it and see how badly I play it. Given that I classify myself as a more modern gamer, some of these games aren't easy to play. I've branched out into doing some film reviews. My education background is in film and media, and that's what my degree's in. I wanted to originally, when I was first going to start a channel years ago, I was going to do some form of film, but it never came to fruition. I just never got the confidence to get behind the camera and do it. So now that I've got used to doing this, I've just decided I'm gonna do some film reviews. So I picked a few myself, and then people have been giving me suggestions for films to watch, etc. I'm still managing to get some pickups every now and again, and basically I'm like 6 months old as a channel, so I'm still keep getting ideas. I was doing a series where it was this month I'll be mostly playing, but I found it pretty strange in terms of picking 4 games from a backlog and trying to get through them within the month, and it's not fun playing games like that, I'm finding. So I think I'm going to transform that into more just talk about the games that I've been playing over the month, which will mainly feature Xbox because that's my main gaming system. But I've been playing Twilight Princess on the Wii, and I'm trying to get through some. I'm going to try and get through some PlayStation 4 streams because I can manage to get the camera, which is over there on the TV. So yeah.
What's your PlayStation 4 handle for people to add you and online to check it out, or is it just going to be on your YouTube channel?
No, both of my gaming handle across all platforms is Flap the Impaler, but it's spelled IMPAILER.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody's going to add me, just ping me and just tell me where you found me from, because I'm pretty conscious about just adding random people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not an issue. I don't mind. So yeah, mainly Xbox, but I do, I do jump on PlayStation from time to time. And I really need to start doing some more of the PlayStation 4 stuff. And to answer one of the questions that was in the comments, because I can see them, I do have the Rangers game on another screen here, which is why I keep glancing this way, because you've got my attention, but I'm trying to keep an eye on the score as well. So yeah, but yeah, no. So that's pretty much it. And then anything new that comes to me, I've not got. Obviously, I'm, like I said, being relatively new ideas spring to mind. But I've got ideas in my head, but it's getting them onto camera, I guess.
Indeed. Well, good luck with the journey of the YouTube. It's great to have you here, and it's great to have you on the panel as well and share your Evercade experiences. So it's and we all look forward to seeing some of your new videos as well. So they do sound quite interesting. So thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate that. Right, Rich, what about yourself? What you got coming up on your channel or your podcast, or what you've been up to? Or let us know.
Yeah, so it's getting ramped up over here at the Bacon Ice Cream Productions side of things. Of course, we got the Evercast that happens every Saturday. That's on OEB Pete's channel. Check us out. That's pretty good. On my personal channel, like I said before, earlier in the show, we got a pretty awesome thing going on where I'm going to be doing stuff that just didn't fit inside of the Evercast, and I'm going to be breaking that out to a show about items that were topics, and I'm going to do like my spin on that, and then another show about gameplay that, if we didn't have enough time to show some cool things that I thought would be really awesome to show on the show, I'm going to do a show myself and then do just that one game, and I'll try to pick a game a week and do a show on that. Beyond that, the channel is actually going on a really awesome journey, finding other YouTubers that are doing things for great causes. So I've got a buddy of mine, his name is Chris, goes by the Atari Creep. He's a really cool guy. Check him out. You just search the Atari Creep on YouTube. But he does every year something for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. And I sponsor that effort every year. And this year, you guys are going to want to watch what happens on my channel. We've got a huge giveaway that's going to go down towards the end of the year, around October. You guys are not going to want to miss it, so just keep an eye on that. I'm so excited to be able to help out with that kind of stuff. I cannot wait to share everything with you guys. So bear with me. It's going to take a little bit. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really cool. And other than that, I actually am going to have a pickup video as soon as I get back. Something's actually waiting for me. It's a cool little box. It's got some fun stuff inside. I cannot wait to get home and open it. But other than that, that's pretty much it. That's what we got over there on the Bacon Ice Cream channel. So come on over. We'd love to have you. Hopefully we'll see you.
Perfect. Great stuff. And I'm sure everyone will go over and check out that amazing giveaway you have coming up as well. So I don't want to give anything away because everyone go check out the channels. So
James,
have I spoken to everybody, Andy?
Could I give a plug to a really fantastic guy here on the YouTube? It's a Gaming Grandad. He raises money for the Stroke Society. All the different stroke societies make money from his good causes, and what he does is he gets donations in from gamers, from other YouTubers, and all that money then goes to the Stroke Society. What he does is he puts it onto his eBay and sells them, and then all the money goes over obviously to the charity. And sometimes he buys the items themselves, and then he shows you that is the money it's worth, and that's what he's given out of his own pocket to the charity. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. If you check out Gaming Grandad here on YouTube, and you'll have all the links there to go over and do any donations if you want to. And it's a fantastic cause. The man had a stroke himself, and they absolutely turned his life around for him. So he's really knows what he's talking about. So I just wanted to give him a plug while we had the opportunity. He gave me the idea there.
Perfect. Well, of course, Andy. I mean, what I'll do is I'll put her Gaming Granddad's link in the description below for anybody else that wants to check it out. And yeah, I've seen some of his videos, and he's such a polite gentleman as well. So it's yeah, go and support him as well. Yeah. Cool. Right.
Yeah,
so
if you're in the
I've asked
region, you even arrange to have it picked up. Actually, if you're in the Chatham Gravesend, you know, sort of in Kent, he has a friend who will come to your house and actually pick them up for you as well. So you don't even have to send them if you're local. Yeah.
Perfect. Great stuff. Such a good cause as well. Right. So I've got a hell of a lot of questions that are coming. So I'm going to try and get through these as quick as we can. So if anybody wants to answer them quickly, by all means do so. So I think I've asked you all what you're going to be up to. If I haven't, then just shout up and I'll ask you at the end. So what we've got here then, what could be improved about the Evercade? Well, I'll go. I don't know, not really anything I'm thinking of at the moment. For me, as I'm playing it, it all seems all right. I mean, it feels better to hold the many handhelds that I've had experience with. Even like say the NES controller, if you're playing something like that for more than 20 minutes, you hurt your hands. So I've had no problems with playing most of the NES games on there for any longer than 20 minutes. But I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. What about you guys to think of what could be improved on the Evercade? Open up to the floor.
I think if the save states had screenshots, it would be nice, and the option to have you know, the different scan lines and different aspect ratios and stuff, to have, you know, the original, or you know what I mean, to have the options that are, there's more so regularly in an emulator. Right now it's just kind of standard or wide, but you know, you could have one-on-one and that. But the scan lines would be nice, especially for playing on a TV as well, I think. And like I said, the save state pictures, although the save states are a lot better with 1.3 firmware, where you can at least see your time played, you know.
Perfect. Yeah. Cool. What I'll do is I'll try and get sorry, go on, Andy.
For me, the only thing I could see maybe a bit of an improvement, but it's not actually a problem really, but it just could be improved a little bit better, is the shoulder buttons. For me, they're just not there enough, if you know what I mean. It's like sometimes are you actually hitting them? If they had a bit more, I don't know, a bit more to them.
A bit more tactile, like.
Yeah, a bit more tactile. Yeah, exactly. That's it, exactly. And then the other thing is that people kept saying to me, like personal friends and what, oh, there's not enough on it. You should have this, and you should be able to play video, and you should be. And I turned around to them and I said, "What? So it's just like another emulator machine that you can buy anywhere?" Because that's what makes it different for me. It doesn't have all that crap on there, all that stuff that you never use. It's not there, and it's just to the point and does what it does. Because if you were to add video, music, all that stuff, it's just another emulator machine to me. You know, that you can buy again off AliExpress, Wish, Amazon, eBay for about a tenner. So I really can't see what that is. But the amount of people who said that to me is unbelievable. And I just think to myself, well, no, I don't agree with you, because that's all just gubbins that you wouldn't even use, as far as I'm concerned.
It'd be nice if it had Wi-Fi.
That would be brilliant, Paul. Yeah, that would be fantastic if it had Wi-Fi, and maybe even a digital shop where you could download them if it was doing that in the end. I don't know, but isn't that just stepping into that realm again?
Yeah. I'd sooner it stayed physical the way it is, because you won't be able to get your save states.
That's it. Plus, that's what makes it so different, isn't it? That's what makes it fantastic.
I have to agree with Gernardino as well in the D-pad. When I've been playing, we started off a sort of high score between us, and we did Pac-Man, and the D-pad for Pac-Man was not the best. It didn't feel as responsive as it should be for Pac-Man.
Yeah, it's not as precise, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine for the majority of games. It's just certain games that it doesn't have that feel for.
I think that's a kind of an artifact of the type of game, because on the arcade, a Pac-Man was a 4-way joystick. It couldn't do diagonal. So if you play it on a machine that has diagonals, that's why you accidentally hit, you know, it goes left when you're trying to go up, stuff like that. Yeah. So a restrictor of some kind would be kind of cool. as well. I know when on the original Neo Geo Pocket Color, when Pac-Man came out on it, because I had it back in the day, there was a little ring you could put on the controller that restricted it to just up, down, left, right. It was very cool.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, a little red kind of plastic thing.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And that had micro switched anyway. That was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was Wi-Fi. That is the definite big missing thing off it. Wi-Fi should have so been there from the beginning. It really should have.
But for what? Just for firmware updates or for online play or?
It would be.
You know what I mean? What would you need Wi-Fi for? If you know what I mean. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I mean,
firmware
updates for definite, because as firmware's coming out, you're having to download the package each time. You're having to. I know
that will be handy.
It's still in its infancy, I guess, but yeah, you know, but I'm trying. Messaging would be useful.
That would be cool. You know what would be very cool, actually? If there was a way you could have a kind of a competition mode where it turned off the save states. So on the high score competitions, it would, I don't know, have a little icon or something on screen to show you're in that mode, so you couldn't use save states to get your score. That would be very cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, because you know when they put out a high score competition, and we see that on Evercade's, you know, when they run the official ones, people are getting, you know, rolling it over at 9999999 because they're just, you know, they're save spamming it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I get where Al was coming from for online multiplayer, but it's not a system that's designed for online multiplayer.
No, it's couch.
It would be nice to do two-player, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is another one that's sorely missing, that we have got no way of doing two-player. Even if there would have just been a link cable like the old-fashioned way. Or if you could do it through Wi-Fi, again, then that would be a good reason to have Wi-Fi. There was a way of connecting somehow. You know, like the PSP used to, didn't it? You flick the switch and you could connect with that.
Like the N-Gauge as well, the N-Gauge.
Yeah, the N-Gauge was perfect, wasn't it, for it? Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing Nokia got right. Although I love it, but then I'm mad. So, yeah.
Well, I just recently purchased an N-Gauge QD. Again, I did it on my previous video. If you want to go and check it out, link in the description. But yeah, so
I'll tell you what, it's the prettiest looking of the two models. It's just they took so much away. They took the MP3 player away, the radio and things, which of course you're not going to use these days anyway. I mean, I'm lucky because of from Gordon, my mate here on YouTube. He donated the original one because I had it, but it was one of the ones I had water damage years ago when my game room at the time got flooded. So I still had it in the collection just as basically as a paperweight. So he sent me another one, and now I've got both models again. Thank God. Yeah.
Cool. I need to go into any random shop and just pick up a £1 SIM card now from the counter or buy Tesco's or wherever.
And of course it has to be the big one, doesn't it? It has to be the big one as well. Yeah.
More SIM cards like that now. Anyway, you just push it to get
push it all through. Yeah.
Cool. Right. So everyone's in the chat. So it's this Retronic Collector. Is that Retronic Collector? Nice to see you. Cool. What have I got here? And Little Medusa. Any thoughts on that game? Have you got any of you guys played it on the Mega Cat Collection?
I love that game. I love it. It's such a nice puzzler. Very relaxing, although it does get rock bloody hard.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think if there isn't anything else, I think we are all up to date. The comments are up to date. Everyone's had all their chats about their channels and whatnot. I know it's a little bit early. What is the time? Hold on, what's that? It's only 9:20 and the comments have dried up, but we've still got 15 people watching, which is great. So if there's any more questions that anybody wants to say, then by all means say it. But I'm looking to get in the comments, like I say, in the chat comments. Hopefully for the next panel of guests in April, I'm going to try and get a few more different people out there that have not appeared on it. So obviously you guys are all welcome whenever you want to come on, but I'm going to try and see if I can get some people that have probably done their videos on YouTube saying about their reviews. So I'm going to try and get some people that didn't buy the Evercade. They were gifted it by Blaze to see what their actual opinions are of it now, if they've still got it, if they've passed it on. because when the Evercade first came out, everybody, as soon as I see somebody says I was given this to review, I just turn it off. If someone's not actually bought it out of their own money or whatever they're done, I'm not interested. So I'm going to try and reach out to some of those to see, if they've still got it, what their thoughts on it, when they were given it, instead of their review video, which are kind of good to say, I just want to hear their honest opinions on it.
I think, James, that was a kind of an event horizon that you cross, that if they're a very popular YouTuber, they're getting so much stuff for free. If it's not good, they're going to say it's not good. It's if you get nothing, you're not going to piss off the people who are going to give you free stuff, right?
Yeah, James, have you seen Metal Jesus Rocks' video on it? I mean, he's like that. He gives you it just exactly as it is, because he's that big now. He doesn't need to,
But
sweet talk them.
At the same time.
Yeah.
When
and
you
I think
haven't
John
spent
Hancock
money,
did the same. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same. It's like watching a horse race without having a bet, right? It doesn't have the same grip on you, that you
don't feel as though you
have
to
be
polite.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've seen every Metal Jesus video pure to the fact that whenever I watch any of you guys' videos, that's the suggested one underneath it. So if I'm not looking at my phone to skip the ad or whatever, it's going to be one of his videos. So I think I've seen all of his. But it's just, I wanted to reach out to people if they've still got it. When they were given it, I want to see.
A good one to see what did they continue playing it, or did they just throw it to the side when they were finished?
So that'd be something.
Might cost you a bit if you try and get Metal Jesus on your channel, though, James.
Yeah, it might do. I think was it 5,000?
I don't think he gets out of bed for less than that.
Oh, really?
No, I'll just get.
He gave me.
I'll just ring Naomi Campbell.
He gave me a love the other day on a comment I made, and it's the first time in all these years I've been watching him, and I was like, "Oh my god, he actually did something!" Yeah, I was like quite amazed.
Maybe hit
Whereas
the
Ron
wrong.
Hancock, he's messaged me back and everything. Yeah.
Andy, maybe
Sorry,
it was the
Martin.
wrong icon. He could have been telling you to sod off and hit the love by mistake.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he was probably. Oh, yeah, that'll be more like it. Yeah, I say John Hancock. He messages you back. He really does. He proper messages everybody back. So I'll give him that. He's a pretty bloody big channel now as well.
Yeah. Pete is very good. He actually comments everybody back as well.
Oh, Pete's brilliant. Yeah. Pete's brilliant. And what a nice guy.
Cool. All right, so
That's
we've got a
not what
question
Rich
here.
said earlier, though.
What we got here then? Let's see that question. I clicked on the question, but it's gone for the one underneath it. Here we go. Hold on. 2 seconds. Right, so what's this question here? One question for all the live panel members. What's your all-time favorite game and why is it your favorite? James, ask everyone that, please. Right, okay. Everyone, what is your favorite game?
Of all time.
Okay, what we'll do is what we'll do is we'll do the Evercade. So what's your favorite game on the Evercade thus far? And then we'll talk about of all time. So we'll start off with Retro Rich. What's your favorite game on the Evercade and what's your favorite game of all time, if there was a way of answering that?
All right, so favorite game on the Evercade right now it's got to be a classic for me, which is Asteroids on the Atari cart. And it's because it's the game that I got to revisit. I got to experience it again, and now I get to like run around with it and play as I'm on the go. Growing up, I only had an Atari 2600 and then a 7800. Growing up, I didn't have an NES, I didn't have a Genesis, Super Nintendo, any of that until I was much older, and then got a job and I get to like buy the older systems then. So Atari 2600 for me is definitely a fave for all of the Evercade games, because it's just such an easy pick up and play game. And all time, there's too many all time to go into, but I will fall back to all time arcade. And all time arcade actually is hard driving, and it's because it's the game I actually learned how to drive a car in. Because the simulator is actually that good, where I learned how to drive stick on that game, because there's no fear, right? It's just a simulator. You can do whatever you want, run over the cow, hit the ramps, do whatever. But you really do get a feel for, the clutch and having to make sure you give enough power before you let it out, because you can dump the clutch and it's just like a real car. And I legit learned how to drive on hard driving. So that is 100% my favorite arcade game of all time.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you very much. Andy, UK Kraut Gaming, thanks very much. What's your favorite game on the Evercade, and then your all-time favorite game?
So the Evercade is easy for me. I mean, I've said this so many times before. It's Tanza. Tanza is my all-time favorite game out of all the cartridges at the moment. I'm in love with that game. And then of all time, I'm afraid I just can't split these three up. There's three of them that are my favorite games of all time. I love survival horror, and that is Silent Hill for me. Silent Hill is just one of my favorite games of all time. And then I've got to have the other two as well. I just can't split them, which is Eternal Darkness for the GameCube. Again, should be ported onto other things and should have another one made, but never has. And it's done by Miyamoto himself. I don't get why there's not another version of it. And then the other one, guys, is, like I mentioned earlier, Shadow of Memories, or as it's known in North America, Shadow of Destiny, which is basically a game that was on the PS2, on the PSP, and it's where you're in a little German village, ironically, and you get murdered. And this demon, he brings you back to life in a way, and then you have to travel through time to stop your own murder at all different sectors. And I just love that. I love the story. It's a Konami game. It's beautifully done. And it's just a massive, massive game, and it's fantastic. And again, I'd love to see another version of that, another, Shadow of Destinies 2 or something, yeah. So I can't split them, sorry. Yeah.
It's all right. Don't apologise. There's some good games there. Right, Al from Gamesrib, yourself for the Evercade, favourite game, and then also all-time favourite game.
So the one on the Evercade, I'd probably say, not many people would probably choose it, but I really love Mappy, and I think I love Mappy just because it's so pick up and play for 10 minutes, put it back down again, play for 10 minutes, whenever you've got free time, because obviously everyone who does YouTube would know that it takes up a hell of a lot of time. So having time to actually game is not as much as we would like. But yeah, games like Mappy, yeah, probably the one, purely just because it's pretty addictive. It's very addictive, in fact, and it is just so pick up and play. In regards to best game of all time, there would be two. I know we're not meant to choose two, but I'll give two anyway. Obviously, one of them sat right there, Doom. Just because, Christ, that game's inspired so many other games to become, to happen. So many people grew up playing Doom, but this has inspired so many different people, and the modding community is still massive for it, for like the original one, but otherwise I would have to say Half-Life. Not many people still talk about Half-Life all that much nowadays, obviously because we're still awaiting that final episode, but yeah, I think Half-Life, just because again it was one I grew up with. One I grew up with, and I just absolutely love. And again, it's got a massive modding community, and it's again spawned on other games. And love it. And also, I'll be covering the leaked Half-Life for Dreamcast, which plays so well. I don't know how many of you have had your hands on it and played it, but it plays so well. And it's such a shame it never actually properly got a release. So Half-Life, Doom, and Mappy.
Nice one. Well, talking of the Dreamcast Half-Life, a little Easter egg for you. When you crack open the crates, there is a little
VMUs.
American. Well, there's a VMU, and there's also the American case in there. What it would have been when you break through them. So the artwork and everything. So a nice little thing to look out for.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah.
If you can get past the 25-minute loading times. So
It's not that
Cool.
bad.
well, I've got the official guidebook in my cabinet, just sat there because I was waiting for it to be released, the Dreamcast version. So I was like, here's the
Wow.
guidebook because I'm ready for this. You know, I didn't have a PC powerful enough because I had a P166 with no graphics card, and the only game I could play on it was Sega Rally 1, and which is fine. But yeah, I was waiting for Half-Life, and then the Dreamcast version was coming out, so I bought the guide, and then it didn't come out. So it is what it is. Cool. Paul, I think we're going to move on to you now. So, favourite game on the Evercade, if you've played through a lot of them, and then your favourite game of all time across every genre, platform, everything.
So it changes from time to time with the Evercade. I'm really enjoying Brave Battle Saga at the minute. I like the story and just the retro nature of the RPG style that it's got. But you know, you have to say things like Pac-Man are just classics, and you would go to one of them personally. I played Mappy and I didn't quite get it. I've put a score in, but I didn't quite understand the way around it. So I'm not too fun. But at this point in time, I would have to say probably Brave Battle Saga at this minute. It's just taken me a long time to get through the game because I keep putting it down and working on something else. Of all time, you're probably going to be looking at, it'll either be A Link to the Past or Ocarina of Time. I can't split the two of them. I love Zelda games. I really like A Link to the Past, and it was one of the first that I played, and then Ocarina is just, what can you say about it? For something that was on the 64, it was amazing. Great game to sink time into. I even love the Ocarina remake on the 3DS. Plays so well on the 3DS as well. So it would be those two to cheat again, like everybody else so far.
Perfect. Well, thanks for that, Paul. Good choice of games as well. N64, never hear much love for it, but yeah, some awesome games that came out on that.
It's quite expensive to buy. I've noticed for a lot of the stuff. It's not quite up there with GameCube, but
Well, it would be good if they did like an all-star collection of Zelda, like they did for Mario for the Switch.
it would be, given it's 35 years this year.
Yeah, I think it's going to come, isn't it? I can see them bringing out a Game & Watch as well for it, like they did for Mario.
Great stuff.
I've never got into the Game & Watch, so I don't know.
Well, obviously it's got a modern LCD and all that, but it's the style of the Game & Watch. But it's got a modern take on it, where you got the the modern screen and everything in it. And it's the proper Mario Brothers game and whatever. And it's got all these little Easter eggs in there and stuff. But there's talk that they're going to do the same with Zelda, and I'm just fingers crossed, because a lot of people know Zelda's one of my favourite franchises. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Yeah, mine's sitting over here. Zelda's one of my favourite franchises of all time, and I totally agree with Paul. I mean, oh my God, Ocarina of Time on the N64. You wouldn't have thought it was the same freaking machine. I mean, I love the N64, and that was just the best game ever on it, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody says GoldenEye. Not for me. It was Zelda. Yeah.
Awesome. Nice one. Martin, how about yourself? Favorite game on the Evercade, and then favorite game of all time?
It's a tough one. It changes a bit. With the Evercade, I really enjoyed Old Towers. I thought that was really good fun. I think you were in the background there a minute ago, did you, James? And,
I did, yeah.
River City Ransom. I hadn't played it before. I wasn't an NES fan before I got the Evercade. I never got into the NES. I didn't have one, and it really, I'm really impressed by it now that I think, I was a big Commodore 64 back in the day, and I think if I had an NES, I would have loved it. And I think River City Ransom plays really well on it. I think it's a great game. Of all time, there's a few of them. I hadn't thought about Half-Life till Al said it, and then I went, yeah, Half-Life, that's definitely one of my favorite games of all time. And I love playing then Half-Life 2 as well, the Orange Box collection on the Xbox. Was it the 360? That was a great collection. Arcade, I loved Bubble Bobble, which is my icon on Twitter, and Wonder Boy and Monsterland. I love a Wonder Boy collection on the Evercade, actually. And Soul Calibur on the Dreamcast. I really love that game.
Soul Calibur.
Yeah, I was so impressed when that came out at the time. Even the attract mode, it just looked so arcade and so fantastic compared to everything else at the time. It really blew my mind, I remember. Yeah, so.
Awesome. Perfect. Yeah, for me, I didn't, because I was very much a Sega guy. When I saw Soul Calibur, I just said, no, it's Virtua Fighter 3 TB all the way. None of this Soul Calibur. Just going to stick with Virtua. And then everybody was like, have you seen the graphics on this? No,
Yeah.
Virtua Fighter 3. You know.
Soul Calibur.
Not listening.
And then they were going, what about Dead or Alive? It's like, no, Virtua Fighter. Cool.
Apart from Dead or Alive Paradise, eh? Have you ever played that one? Yeah. All the girls doing silly little pool games. Yeah.
No, I've not seen that one. I will check it out. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
After this stream. So I don't know. Have I done mine? Let's do mine then. So my favorite game on the Evercade is Two Crude Dudes, because that was the first game I put into my Evercade, the Data East cartridge. So Two Crude Dudes, because I remember playing that with my brother in the arcades. And my favorite game of all time, blimmin' hell. I mean, it's not going to be any of these in the background, your Sonics and your Type of the Dead and your Outruns. It's nearly Type of the Dead. It's actually House of the Dead 1. And if you're talking about attract modes, that I always, every day, I listen to the soundtrack of it while I'm at work. Just the House of the Dead soundtrack. So when the arcade intro, it's just awesome. If you saw, because I saw that in the arcades, and I thought, what is that noise I can hear in the background? And then I saw this red arcade machine in the corner, and I thought, that is awesome. Even though the gun aim was so far off, I was shooting over there, and the reload weren't working. I had to go up there to reload, but it's the best game. And then I had it on my Sega PC. Like I say, I had a P166 MMX, and playing House of the Dead on that without direct 3D, but using direct draw. It was better than the Saturn version, and it was just awesome. So House of the Dead is my favorite game of all time, arcade and PC, and the Evercade is going to be Two Crude Dudes. So that is mine. So cool. Have we got any more questions? What we got here then? We've got one about, I think it's a Neo Geo. What's this? What is it? Neo Geo Pocket Collection. Was announced for the Switch. Do you think it would be on the Evercade cart? So, Martin, do you think that will appear on there?
I don't know. I don't know how the licensing would work for that, but you would imagine, considering they seem to have licensed it to everyone, and it was on the Neo Geo X, which flopped, and it's coming out everywhere. I think it'd be a great fit for the Evercade. The form factor would be perfect. Neo Geo Pocket Color. I'd love a collection. I've said that before. I'd love to get the card fighters on it, Neo Turf Masters. There's a few other ones. The one that was announced today with the Switch, I thought was a little bit fighter heavy. It was like 6 or 7 out of 10 games were all fighters. So I'd prefer a bigger mix. But yeah, maybe sometime in the future when the arcade stuff starts going. I think as Blaze ramp up with the arcade stuff, they'll start to talk to more distributors as well, and there'll be more licensing. But I think it would be a perfect fit for the Evercade.
Perfect. And talking about arcade games, we have another question coming from OEB Pete, and he's asked, one arcade game you'd want to see on the Evercade this fall. So I'd like to see Rollin' Thunder on there. I don't know if you guys have ever played that game, but that would be a good game.
Yeah.
Not Rollin' Thunder 2 on the Mega Drive, but just the original Rollin' Thunder. I used to play that at a seaside resort. Right next to a WrestleFest arcade machine and Michael Jackson's Moonwalker arcade machine. It was those three in a line, and then over the road there was Stun Runner arcade machine. So yeah, it was a pretty cool arcade to be in at the time. But yeah, how about the panel? What do you all think? I'll start with because I think I'll go with Retro Rich because your mic's a little bit quieter, so I don't want you to talk whilst the others jump in. So I'll let you say your one first.
All right, cool. So for me, I mean, outside of hard driving, of course, but I would like to see those Dungeons and Dragons brawlers those 2 Dungeons and Dragons arcade games. I would love to see those. You know, even in its own collection, I think those 2 games might be strong enough to even hold their own. Those were great games. Loved them. You know, and any of the classic you know, beat 'em ups of old too, like, you know, any of your, you know, your X-Men, your Simpsons, the old TMNT, you know, that kind of stuff, Sunset Riders, like any of that kind of stuff. I'd love to see, you know, in a collection. But if I had to pick one, I would start off with those D&D brawlers, for sure.
Perfect. Great stuff. Yeah, awesome. Andy, how about yourself? One arcade game that you'd like to see for the Evercade this fall?
It would be kind of a collection for me because it's King of Fighters, SNK. That would be it for me. You know, the actual arcade ones would be awesome if there was a collection of them, a cartridge of the. But even if it was just the one title, I settle for that. That's fine because I just remember playing them donkeys years ago on the old SNK. You know, AGS, and I just adored it, and I would love to see that on the Evercade. Yeah, so that's it for me. Yeah, King of Fighters, really.
Perfect. Yeah. Cool. And Neo Geo Pocket versions of King of Fighters is awesome as well.
They are brilliant. Yeah, even though it's very much, you know, graphically down. But you know, I've always said from the beginning that one cartridge I want to see is the Neo Geo Pocket Color, and even throwing some of the older ones, you know, the old original Neo Geo Pocket as well. I wouldn't mind having the black and white there. That's absolutely fine. If they had a color, be even better. Yeah, because one of the ones I heavily collect for, so I'd love to see on the Evercade. That would be brilliant because you'd have all those games there in one hit, and you would have to keep swapping the cartridges. That's how I always look at it.
Perfect. Yeah, very good indeed. Al, how about yourself, Al? What would you like to see arcade-wise for the Evercade this fall?
So for me, I would have to say Metal Slug. I think a lot of people would want to see a Metal Slug collection, even if it was just 2 or 3 of the games. You probably wouldn't get all of them on there, but yeah, no, yeah, at least 1 and 2 would be awesome to see on there. Perfect game to just sit down and lose a few hours to. Otherwise, a game like the RoboCop arcade game, really, really good game. Very, very hard, but yeah, awesome. I'd love to see that on there as well. That'd be cool.
Nice one. Yeah. Good Metal Slug. So everyone seems to be sticking with Neo Geo references in SNK, which is quite, you know, quite a good sign. Hopefully, if they are watching. Right. So, Paul, how about yourself? What would you like to see arcade-wise when they do these arcade casts?
My first choice would be completely impossible because it'd have to be Time Crisis. But if you're talking sort of the older arcade, I'd have to go with something like a Turtles or the Simpsons. Those were the kind of things that attracted me when I was in the arcade because they were the things that I grew up with. Or even a Mortal Kombat would be amazing, but I don't see that ever happening either. But the original Mortal Kombat on the Evercade would be great.
It would be awesome. Yeah. Because I was thinking, go on, carry on.
So my old barbers used to have an old MK cab. Whenever you went in to get your haircut, sunk that much money in. I used to send people going in to get their haircut before me, just so that I could carry on playing. And it's a shame it broke down and they never got it fixed. And I don't go to that barber's anymore either.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, speaking of Mortal Kombat, I mean, I've got the Game Gear version of Mortal Kombat, so it works well as a one-player side of things. I know you can probably attach a link cable to it, but yeah, having Mortal Kombat on it and Evercade being one-player mode is pretty awesome. So yeah, and on a handheld as well, it's good. Yeah, great choice there, Paul. Cool. Is that everyone? Have I asked you, Martin, and have I asked you about your arcade stuff or not yet?
No, not yet. I probably have to say was one of my favorite games, which was Bubble Bobble. I'd love a Taito arcade collection. I think they had some great games. And the reason I picked that one is it's one from from growing up as well. There was a chipper down the road from where I was in secondary school, and I used to go down and play that with one of my mates. And it was Bubble Bobble, and for some reason it was always Peter Cetera, Glory of Love was on in the background. in some jukebox. I don't know why that game reminds me of Bubble Bobble and Choplifter 2. So, yeah. So for me, that would be that, because it's a great little kind of relaxing game. It's 100 levels, and you know, if there was ever some two-player action on Evercade in the future, you know, it'd be a great game as well, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, great stuff. And I think there's one more question from the same person that asked that question and the previous questions. So it's great to have some questions. It's nice. Right, so we've got here one more question. James, favorite free consoles, systems, and why? Just interested to know from my fellow gamers that their favorite consoles they own. Right, so I don't own many, even though I've got a games room, and it's one of somebody else's videos. Are you a collector or a gamer? I used to be a gamer. I'm more of a collector or / hoarder now. So the consoles that are my favorite, obviously the Sega Dreamcast is the best console of all time. It beats any console that anyone would ever suggest in any way, shape, or form, apart from the PS2 when it killed the Dreamcast. So console-wise, there's not many, because I was going to do a video about my memories, my favorite gaming memories. So I've got about 7 VR videos to do from, say, Andy, UK Kraut Gaming, Nerdy Geezer, and all those other people that have done these VR videos. I've got about 5 of them that I need to do. But yeah, so anyways, going back to the question, free consoles. So Dreamcast is number 1, GameCube number 2, and N64 number 3 is my favorite consoles. And the reason why, they've all got fond memories, because when I got the N64, me and my brother was just playing WrestleMania 2000, No Mercy, WCW versus NWO. We just played all those for ages. GoldenEye was all right, but then, you know, it's slow down heaven, and we just got bored of it. Seeing Mario 64 for the first time and being able to actually move a bit forward, and then, you know, say just not side scrolling. And then the GameCube, for me, to see games like F-Zero, GX, and having Sega and Nintendo on the same title screen for the first ever time, and you know, having a Wavebird controller, so a wireless controller, where, you know, when the parent walks in and trips over with a cup of tea and anything, you know, because of the cables. So yeah, there's my 3. Yeah, exactly. Or when, like, your controller cable takes the whole TV down, the console with it and everything, and then it's all halfway down the front room because they've walked across the cables. But yeah, so those are my 3. Dreamcast, because it's the best ever, and it's still being played online as we speak right now, with gamers around the world, and they're still making new games for it. N64 and GameCube. So they are my 3. So we're going to move over to, I think it's probably going to be the last question, actually, because it's getting a bit late now. And so I'll just get this question through to you guys. So, Retro Rich, 3 top consoles and why? Just interested to know.
All right, so my top 3 are the Atari 7800. Why? Because it's the one that I grew up with. It's the one that I had the most time with, and I just love those. I just love all of those old games. All the 2600 games, all the 7800 games, all of them. They're just so fun, and I love score chase games. And I think some of the best ones that ever existed in the console world came from that era. So next would be the Sega Master System, because that's the second console that I ever owned, and it kind of opened my world to, like, the world of 8-bit gaming, at least in my house. I mean, I had friends that had the NES and that kind of stuff, but it just didn't really have an impact to me until I actually owned one. And then moving up a little further would probably be the PlayStation 1, because there are so many games that when I got my PlayStation that just hit that, like, you have reached the next level of video gaming from, like, my 7800 Master System days. It jumped straight up to that 32-bit area with the PlayStation, and it kind of just blew my mind, all of that new stuff, which is crazy. So it's all nostalgia for me. It's all, like, how the consoles made me feel, and that's how I that's why they're my favorites.
Perfect. Great stuff, and 3 great consoles there. The Master System, I've got loads of love for that Master System console, because that was the first console I had when I jumped over from the Amstrad to a console, and it was the Master System. So yeah, great stuff there.
So many good games.
There is Ninja, Alex Kidd, Rocky, so many great games that I've got fond memories of as well. I should have really said that. I don't know why I said GameCube, but yeah, great stuff. Yeah, gonna go on to Andy now from UK Kraut Gaming. How you your 3 consoles?
For me, I totally agree with you, James. It's the Dreamcast is just, oh my God. I remember at the time, I don't know if anybody else remembers this, nobody seems to remember, it's just me going mad or what. But before it was released, Blockbuster Video had rental units, and you used to hire the unit. It didn't have the internet lock in it. They used to take that out, and it came in a big grey plastic case, and you hired the unit, and I think there was 3 choices of game. One of them was Sonic Adventures, sorry. And I just remember hiring it before it was ever released onto the store shelves, and just being blown away by it. And I kept hiring it every single flipping week until it was released, and then I went straight out and bought it. So I just fell in love with it the moment I got it from Blockbusters, basically. So for me, the Dreamcast is just the most fantastic home system of all time. And then I have to go a bit modern with the next one, because it's the Switch, guys. Now, for me, it's because, for instance, just as an example, I went away on holiday to Spain not long after it had been released, and I took it with me, and I was still playing all these up until then, when we used to go on holiday anywhere, like to Spain or whatever, I had to take my DS with me, and of course it's never quite the same, is it, playing portable like that. But then suddenly I had this Switch, and I was playing these fantastic bloody AAA games on a handheld, sitting by the pool. Oh, it was heaven. And then the other one is a no-brainer, and everybody who knows me knows it's a handheld, and it's the Gizmondo, guys, and it's because of my history with it. I was originally, back in the day, part of the whole hacking scene for that, and the PSP at the time, working under a guy called Dark Alex, and we all heavily worked on the Gizmondo and the PSP at the same time, more or less, because they came out so close together. And we hacked the Gizmondo well before the PSP was out, and we used a lot of that into what became Dark Alex's release in the end for the PSP, and that's how we hacked and had the PSP up and doing all the but the Gizmondo was the first step towards the PSP. And when it all went kaput, and it was, we all know the story of the Swedish mafia and all that stuff, but they made a fantastic machine, and there was some bloody good titles on it. And when Carl Freer was finally arrested and taken to court and all that, he quickly released to all of us that were on the Gizmondo forum, like admin team, he released to us all the unreleased games, and that is why now you can easily pick them up, the ROMs, use Service Pack B to flash your Gizmondo, and you can put them all on there and play them. Things like Colours, which was a Grand Theft Auto type game, and a ton of others. And it's because me and the lads, we leaked it onto, as he asked us to, leaked it onto the internet, and then everybody could get their hands on these unreleased games. And it was a thank you from Carl Freer for the fact that he fucked us all over, basically. that is why I love the Gizmondo.
Awesome, great, and great story as well. I can't get tired of hearing that story as well. It's awesome. Right, Al from Gamesrib, you're free. I mean, you can't say the Dreamcast, obviously, because I don't think that's going to be on the list. But let's have a guess. Let's have a see if you say the Dreamcast.
Yeah, I don't like the Dreamcast. No, it's gonna be Sega, isn't it? Christ, Dreamcast. Obviously, I mean, my channel is. Let's face it, it's essentially just a Dreamcast channel now. My love for it is just. Oh, God, yeah. I've got, I'm building a collection of them now. So obviously you can't see any of them on screen, but the collection's building. But obviously you got the Mega Drive. Love the Mega Drive, and obviously also the Master System. I love the Saturn as well. Anything Sega. I don't have an SG-1000 or anything like that yet, but you know, maybe at some point. But just the fact they ported a lot of arcade games back in the day onto the home console, which is a way that a lot of people could then just bring the arcade home, and that was such a great thing. But yeah, obviously Dreamcast.
Nice one. Great stuff. So give me a moment whilst I just get the next person ready. And yep, so Big Game Al said top 3 consoles of all time, and nobody said the Evercade yet, but there's still a couple of people to go yet, Al. You know, it's because, I mean, for me and for many people, the Dreamcast is an arcade machine in my house, you know, so it's not going to compare with the Evercade until the arcade games are out, and my view may change. So awesome. Right, we're going to move over now to Paul, the Inked Northerner. So what is your free, I don't know if I've said to you, I've not said to you yet, have I? So what's your 3 favourite consoles?
Evercade, and Evercade. There you go, Al. So my favourite console of all time is my Xbox 360.
Oh yeah,
so many games released for it that were fantastic to play. You know, I've been, and what you were saying about the cable, the original Xbox was fantastic for it with the break cable. That meant if somebody knocked your cable, it would just break halfway down and wouldn't take your console and everything off. But the 360, just you know, the variety of stuff that you could get on the 360 was just amazing. I guess PlayStation 3 as well, but I started with the OG Xbox, and I've been an Xbox gamer since. I would then probably say Nintendo 64. It doesn't get as much love as I'd like to give it. I considered saying that, Al, yeah. But I'd have probably said 360, Xbox One, and Series X, but never mind. But no, the 64, I don't. But for similar reasons to yourself, playing those old wrestling games was amazing. And also when we were at uni, even though we were on the PS2, GameCube, and OG Xbox generation, then when I was at uni, we had a 64 set up in our living room in the house that I shared with a few lads. And we used to do GoldenEye tournaments on it. No golden gun and no odd job, so that you weren't cheating. And then we used to just get drunk and play GoldenEye. It was great. And like I said, for the fact that Ocarina's on there as well, you know, I just love that. And then in terms of the other console, I'd probably go for something like the DS. I just like the ability to take things with me. You know, sat many my blood does not run green. You can piss on. You know, many times been sat at a bar on holiday. You know, on all inclusive, just drinking beer and playing DS games. It's just it's great. So I'd have to include it there just for the portable gaming. I really do. It still gets I still play sometimes, but I don't really collect for it. I've got an i4 card from my original DS, and that works perfectly. So but for the 3DS stuff, I do pick up games that I'm interested in, but not overly big amounts of them. Yeah, they'd probably be my top 3.
Perfect. Yeah, 3 good ones there as well, and nice stories as well, because many a times where there's been drunken GoldenEye sessions. Yeah, great stuff. And cool. So I think we have Martin, and I think after that it is no more questions from anybody. So I think we could wrap it up after that. So Martin, let's hear your final 3 consoles. I know you're wearing the Evercade top there. Is it going to be in the top 3?
Yeah, no, it's not, because I don't have enough. It's more about nostalgia, I think, when it comes to top 3, and Evercade hasn't been around long enough, So for me, I'm going to break the rules a little bit, and I'm going to have to say Commodore 64. It's not a console technically; it's a computer. It would have been my first computer where I learned to code. Well, no, I didn't learn to code on. I learned to code on a BBC Micro actually. But yeah, Commodore 64, because it's the first computer that I had. It's not really a console, but I still loved it and I played the hell out of it back in the day. It's actually sitting right there. It was a C64C, actually, the Hollywood pack. The next one would have to be the Sega Mega Drive. I had that when I was in college. I remember I used to work every summer and Easter and Christmas in a meat plant that was about 10 miles from where I live, and I used to work there. I remember saving up my money for the Mega Drive back in the day, and then playing it in college with the guys, playing Speedball 2 with my mates and Sonic and stuff like that. And I probably have to say Dreamcast as well. I had that. Yeah, I had that back in the day. I sold my original. I ended up rebuying it, not the original, rebuying the Dreamcast. I lived in Sweden for 2 years, and I brought it with me. And I remember, waiting for, was it Marvel vs. Capcom 2 when that was released? I think I still have it in my Amazon order history. That's how long I've been with Amazon as a customer. Yeah, I love the Dreamcast as well. It's like you said, James, it's like having an arcade machine in your house at the time. There was just nothing like it back then. So yeah, for me, it'd be the Commodore 64, which is kind of breaking the rules, Mega Drive and Dreamcast.
Perfect. And what an amazing question, and also everyone sharing their memories of their consoles as well. So what a perfect way to wrap it up as well, sharing some great memories. So like I said before, every single panel guest that has appeared on here, all their details will be in the description below. So go and subscribe to them, like some of their videos, check some of their videos out. They've also all got some great videos coming up. And thank you everybody who's in the chat as well. It's very nice to hear from all of you this evening and talking amongst yourselves and sharing your memories as well. But yeah, and thank you everybody for being here. And I'm going to say see you later now, because we're nearly gone on for 2 hours. So it's been a real pleasure having all you guys on, as always. And for people that are just for the first time being here, it's great to have you here, Paul and Retro Rich. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great evening or day or wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you again soon. You take care of yourself, everybody. So thanks again. So I'm going to see you all guys later. Take care.
Thanks so much for
All the best. No problem. Take care, guys.
See ya.
Bye. See ya. This bit is always funny. See you later, Andy.
See you later.
Cool. Right. So that was an amazing session. They always are, and it's always great to have all of you guys here in the live chat as well. And apologies for any audio issues. It normally does happen, but it's great that to have so many of you here. So thank you, everybody. If you want to like the video, great, you can do. That's awesome. If you want to subscribe to my channel and any other channel as well that appeared today, and I'm also going to put the Gaming Grandad's link in there as well. So go and check out his channel. He does some great stuff for the charity as well, for the stroke charity, I think it's called. But like I say, all the details in the description below. So thanks for the admin team as well, Roger, Martin, for being here, and also anybody that's been in the chat from the Facebook non-official group. Yeah, go and check that out. And hopefully you guys all have a nice evening. It's getting late now. We should have another live stream soon in April, just getting some guests lined up. So if there's anybody that wants to be a guest, then get in touch. The videos that are coming up on my channel soon, I think I've got a Fire Pro Wrestling D video coming up. I was going to do an unboxing video of some various stuff that I bought, so I might as well just include it here. I got I got Last Bronx on the PC. I got Sega Rally on the Dreamcast, but yeah, I'm not going to do an unboxing video because I've already unboxed them. But take care of yourself. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon. All the best. Bye bye.